It's not okay. Naming domestic abuse. Hello, I am Lynn from the Shalom Counseling Center in Red Deer, Alberta. I will be talking about a difficult subject, domestic abuse. It is hard to talk about, but I believe that only through awareness and education can fewer people be caught in an abusive situation. I refer to the victim of abuse as she because many victims are female. But I want to recognize that men can also be abused by their partners, both in heterosexual or homosexual relationships. The abuser can be either male or female. But no matter what led you to this video, take heart, because help and hope are at hand. Now, before we begin, if you have clicked on this video because you are in immediate danger, call 911. If you need to talk to someone to seek help, call 310-1818 or 211. More resources are listed on Shalom Counseling's website under Domestic Abuse Resources. We shall use the symbol of the butterfly to guide us through a difficult journey. Butterflies are deep and powerful representations of life. Many cultures associate the butterfly with our souls. The Christian religion sees the butterfly as a symbol of resurrection. Around the world, people view the butterfly as representing endurance, change, hope, and life. What we shall talk about today. We will begin with the definition of abuse and then name the different types of abuse and what that looks like. The different types are physical abuse, stalking, isolation, sexual abuse, financial economic abuse, verbal abuse, and spiritual abuse. We shall then talk about seeking help. Now, all couples may argue and have conflict at times. That is not abuse. But when one partner seeks power and domination in the relationship, it becomes abusive. Domestic abuse is used for one purpose and one purpose only, to gain and maintain power and control over the victim. An official definition of domestic abuse is any behavior, the purpose of which is to gain power and control over a spouse, partner, girlfriend or boyfriend, or intimate family member. So what does that mean? Well, abuse means that someone hurts you or treats you badly. Domestic abuse means that the person who hurts you is a family member or romantic partner, such as your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend. The abuser can be male or female. Who can find themselves in an abusive situation? Anyone can find themselves in an abusive situation, regardless of age, economic status, educational status, disability, religion, sex, sexual orientation, or gender identity. No one is immune. There are several different types of domestic abuse, but the one that first comes to mind is physical abuse. The definition of physical abuse is any physically aggressive behavior, withholding physical needs, or threats of physical harm. Examples are hitting, kicking, slapping, threatening, forcible physical restraint, among many other behaviors. In other words, anything and any way that the abuser hurts you physically. Note, a small injury is still abuse. You do not have to have a broken bone to prove physical abuse. A second type of domestic abuse is emotional or psychological abuse. Emotional or psychological abuse is any behavior that exploits another's vulnerability, insecurity, or character. If you are being emotionally or psychologically abused, you may experience your partner continually degrading you, intimidating you with his threats, game playing, and brainwashing.
You may be continually criticized or insulted to undermine your self-confidence. He may humiliate you in public. Furthermore, he may actually reject you or threaten to do so. Worse, he may threaten directly or indirectly to kill you or himself or your family. He may distort reality by saying one thing and doing another. Example, he may deny abuse while he is abusing you. He may gaslight, which is denying your reality. He may invade your privacy and not allow you any time or space of your own. Stalking is another abusive act, and it is both emotionally and physically abusive. Stalking is an offense under the Criminal Code of Canada. Stalking is legally referred to as criminal harassment. What does stalking look like? If your partner repeatedly follows you or someone you know when you have separated, that is stalking. It is repeated, unwanted communication from your ex-partner. He may be watching your home or place of work. He may mail you cards or cryptic messages. He may break into your home or take your mail, leave unwanted flowers on your doorstep, be on the other end of hang-up phone calls. He may violate restraining orders. Something to take note of. Restraining orders take power away from the abuser that seeks power at all times. The abuser is most dangerous when he has lost his power. Stalking is often an extension of domestic violence and psychologically very damaging to the victim. It can be the precursor to violence. Another form of abuse is isolation. This can be both physically and emotionally damaging. Examples. Your partner may keep you from seeing friends and family, and anyone who could be a support to you and help you leave the relationship. Statements are common like, if you loved me, you would want to spend time with me and not your family. Also, some women isolate themselves because of the shame of bruises or other injuries, or fear of an outburst from the abuser when visitors come to the home. The next type of domestic abuse is sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is using sex in an exploitative fashion or forcing sex on another person. Note, having consented to sexual activity in the past does not indicate current consent. Examples of sexual abuse: using force, coercion, guilt, or manipulation, or not considering your desire to have sex. Exploiting someone who is unable to make an informed decision on sexual activity because of being asleep, intoxicated, drugged, disabled, too young, too old, or too afraid of the perpetrator is sexual abuse. Other methods of sexual abuse are making contact with you in an unconsensual way, exhibiting excessive jealousy, resulting in false accusations of infidelity and controlling behaviors to limit your contact with the outside world. Withholding sex, having affairs with other people and using that information to taunt you. Another form of domestic abuse is financial or economic abuse. Financial abuse is a way to control you through manipulation of economic resources. This may include, but not be limited to, controlling the family income and either not allowing you access to money or rigidly limiting access, keeping hidden accounts, putting you on an allowance and allowing you no say on how money is spent, or causing you to lose a job or not allowing you to work. The next type of domestic abuse is verbal abuse, coercion, threats, and blame. Verbal abuse is any abusive language used to denigrate, embarrass, or threaten you. Examples: threatening to hurt or kill you or your children, family, pets, or destroy property or your reputation. This is a very effective way to keep you under his foot. You do not dare try to leave. He may call you horrible names, ugly, bitch, stupid, and tell you that you are undesirable or useless. He may yell, scream, rampage, and terrorize you. Or he may go silent and refuse to talk, freezing you out. He may insult or criticize you to undermine your self-confidence. He may lie constantly or tell others humiliating stories about you. The last form of abuse that we will talk about today is spiritual abuse. Examples of spiritual abuse are not allowing you to practice your religious beliefs and isolating you from your religious community, not honoring your morals and values, discrediting or trivializing your beliefs, forcing you to worship the way he or she wants to and not as you wish. He may take an isolated piece of scripture and use it to justify his behavior. Once again, if you need help, please call 911 if the emergency is immediate. If you need to talk to someone, in Alberta you can call 310-1818, which is the Family Violence Information Line, or call 211 to be directed to the appropriate agency. For more resources, go to the Shalom Counseling's website, which is www.shalomcounseling.com. If you find yourself in an abusive situation, life doesn't have to be that way. Reach out to find hope, healing, and peace.